larger than live. The hashtag shrug, right?
Yes. What
Not
episode
shrub.
is? What episode is this?
We don't know.
Are we in season 2 yet?
Depends on what you call the end of season 1. I mean, here's the best part, though. You know how sometimes you get in TV shows and they, at the end of one,
Oh,
we're
ahead.
going.
Continue.
We're going.
Well, continue with your point because I do remind me of that. Remind me
Okay.
TV show that it was especially with regard to the C word.
Oh, really?
Something
got lobbed?
I was not
Well,
expecting.
well, not to be
and
funny.
it completely threw me.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not a big, you know me, I don't watch network TV very much, if at all. But I presume that anything that would be in like the fall, it's not going to happen, right?
And that's what happened, and I'll tell you about it here in a second. But first things
Oh,
first.
let's tell people why we're here and what
Yeah.
we're doing and why they're watching and why they should continue to watch.
When we get back outside to the back
Yes.
40 out in the Oasis here at House Gamble, we will, instead of being inside the Thunderdome, we will call it episode Shrub because we'll be back
Right.
out amongst them.
Well, many are dead.
Just like
they're,
Fidge.
They're slowly. Fidge is eating. I think Fidge is Sam. If you want to know what plants taste like, give me a call.
Yes, Fidge.
My
We'll let
dog
you
could
know.
talk. I think she'd tell you. Yes.
His newest acquisition and a member of the family. And we want to thank our friends from Fueled Collective
Yes.
as well because they are part of the program. And as much as flexible as we have to be with where we do our business, that's exactly what Fueled Collective is all about. And there's some cool graphics that go along with the message. But the message really is it's office space for people who don't really know what they need for office space.
That would be accurate.
Oh,
yeah, we can
okay.
talk. See, come on, haven't you learned?
I
this
haven't
yet?
learned
They
the
show
hand signals, Fred. I'm not used to the TV.
Somebody is typing. You think I am?
I'm not used to the
I
TV.
mean, if there are two people who should not be on video, you would be watching them right now. But
Sadly,
we
you're
appreciate
looking at
that you're watching them. So, but no, Fuel Collective, whether you want to hang out, meet somebody before you head into an office, if you even do, on your way home, schedule a meeting, use their AV rooms and equipment, or literally just hang out. And I think the one, I don't know we talk enough about too, how you can meet other people.
Yeah.
Who are essentially, you can actually meet people that perhaps you can do business with.
Good way to do some networking. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
as soon as, we use it, and I've been so busy getting ready for every Friday night, but once we get out of the football season, get back to doing some planning for next year, I'll be out there in meeting form because it's a good place to do it.
And you mentioned the ability to book even a video conference room, state-of-the-art video conference rooms at 15-minute blocks.
Correct.
If you need something like that, just the social, having the full
No
bar
question.
and everything else.
No,
They've had
yeah.
some great events there. But
And-
make sure that if you head out to Fuel Collective and you find out any information about how you might be able to use it for your business, tell them we sent you because we want them to know that you know that we know.
And you want to know what the best thing about 15-minute blocks is?
What's that?
Hopefully it can keep some of these companies under these ridiculous times that they have meetings for. Like,
Well-
hey, we're going to block out 2 hours. Why?
God, even now I'm getting
it's
on some of these conference calls, and it's like
Brutal.
They're 30 minutes longer than they have
Brutal.
to be, and so much of it is just introduction time. Hit it and get it.
Well, here's the other
Let's
thing.
Go.
Answer this for me. And I'm not trying to be facetious, but why can't a normal call, why does it have to be a Zoom call now? Why does every call? Now, I get some of them. I get some. You want to be able to see that person, whatever. But I got to be honest with you. Do you really need to see me for just even weekly calls? I mean, why?
I don't know. Well,
If
I
we're
don't know
just
why you
talking,
need to see me at all. I had a call today, and we were supposed to be in the same.
were you wearing pants?
We were supposed to no. Actually, I was wearing sweat shorts,
Right.
and I was wearing my Bob Ross painting
that's
apron.
great. That's
but
great.
I was like, I don't need to be there for this. Just
Correct.
give me the phone number. I'll
Right.
be there. But it looks like we may be having some issues. We'll get those worked out on Facebook. Essentially, who the hell knows? I don't know. But you mentioned before we get into anything else, shows that got the
The axe, yeah,
because of the C
right,
word.
sure.
And I was just neck deep in the blacklist and finally got to season 7, which
And
is
that
the
got
most
it?
current season. Well, they got into one episode. I think it was probably 2 or 3 episodes before the season finale. And in the middle of a live scene, they cut away, and then you hear a voiceover say, that's what so-and-so was going to say to her grandfather, such and such. And they cut away to one of the actors who's just sitting in his apartment, and they go to all these different videos of them going, we didn't know what was going to happen next. So what they did, and this is pretty creative, they had shot parts of the show, and then what they did is they got the voiceover for the rest of the scripts and animated the rest. So it kind of went. Brrr,
So they're
kinda-
doing what they can.
They blurred the lines between reality and fantasy,
Okay.
which is really kind of what the show has been about. And they were able to pull it off. And they pulled off what ended up being a 2-episode early season finale. But it'll be interesting to see how they come back.
Well, not only that show, but what about the other shows who are getting ready for a new season, but they haven't been able to film.
Right.
So I mean, they haven't been able to do any record. It's got to make you wonder, and that's going to kill fall network television, I would presume.
Yeah, I don't know. You're going to see a lot of reruns. You're going to be seeing a lot of special live programs, I think.
But
And
it's
a lot
not
of that,
just
and a lot more of this
network; it's
bullshit
everybody,
reality.
right?
These
I mean,
reality
but isn't
shows.
it every? I mean, even if it's a Netflix, if it's an original, I mean, that wouldn't be any different, correct?
Yeah, I think from what I've read, Netflix and places like Hulu and their original content, they have so much of that in the can
Backed up.
that they can
Okay.
release as they want to go. I mean, Netflix is still, what's coming out next week, and there's 10 new things coming out
okay.
next week. So,
All right.
and they only have to get the first season or
Right.
the 2 seasons or whatever out there. But and I know you are watching a lot of reruns of your boy Hank, and I think you're going to see a lot.
I'm
more.
almost through them all, though, now. It's to the point where, and I can't stay awake at night anymore. That's a whole other story. But the reality, it's Gamble and Finn, larger than live. The hashtag shrug, because we don't know what episode it is, what season it is, whatever it is. Now, we're normally outside on the back 40 of the Oasis, but tonight we are inside simply because it's rained for the first time, honest to goodness, in what, 2 to 3 weeks?
Yeah, and it got pretty frigid as a
Yeah.
result.
Oh, yeah.
But ideally, I'm not afraid of being outside. We'll light that fire.
No,
hang out, do that.
absolutely.
It'll be nice to be able to do that. But boy, you put that cold soaking rain in on top
Oh.
of it. It is not going to be any fun. And we did have the opportunity to spend some time with our upcoming house guest
Right.
on Wednesday night. You will see that episode, Josh Sneed, who is a friend, and you want to talk about. I mean, we've talked to everybody about how do you pivot and what other things do you do. This is a guy that
Right.
figured out that he needed to pivot and make sure he had lots of irons in the fire from the very beginning. So he will be our special house guest on Wednesday night. So looking forward to showing you that as well.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I mean, I've been out at high school football, and the weather's been spectacular on Friday nights. I looked ahead to this forecast: high of 60 Friday, low of 39.
Yes, get your plants inside. I killed a plumeria that was a Christmas tree for 6 years because I was a dumbass and put it out too soon.
See, but you know what I do? Now it's time to. It's the season's over.
You just let them die.
Well, I just at some point. I mean, you're going to be in October, right? I mean,
Right.
by the time you get to October, I mean, I think it's time. Lots to get to tonight, including lots of sports things going on. We want to talk about the process of aging. Fidge is loose again. I just felt her on my legs. Want to talk about the process of aging. Want to talk about why you should never have a half hat, which you're wearing tonight.
it's not a half.
Right?
hat.
Visors are the dumbest
I
damn
love
thing.
visors.
Why?
I love them because it reminds me of my days in the LPGA.
But you right now, well, I thought you were more in the professional softball league. But really, now that you have no hair, you really shouldn't wear that outside in the sun.
No, absolutely.
I've done that
not.
a couple times, and I've been quickly reminded that I have no hair.
Yeah, well, I've still got. I mean, I don't have the monkey butt or the baloney
Fidge is on
patch
the loose.
up there, but I do. And I have a collection of visors that I've gathered just from odd places.
Sure.
I mean, clearly, like I said, sometimes you are dressing for what you, the job you want, not the job you have. So if you see me at your neighborhood Krispy Kreme or delivering donuts, don't be surprised. Apparently, we're glitching a lot, so I don't know what's going on. Carl, sorry about that. Brian, handful of Joe, and a handful of others that are watching. Bear with us. We'll see if we can get this figured out. I don't feel like starting over.
No, we're not starting over.
Yeah,
I got to get to bed soon.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Well,
they're working hard behind the scenes. My guess is that, I don't know, it could be our provider. I'm just guessing.
yeah, by the way, you want to give us a Spectrum update?
Well, don't call me on the home phone
Yeah.
because it doesn't ring. I can't use it to make an outside call. It's
No.
ridiculous.
But
I mean,
did
it's
you
just,
have the repairman out?
oh yeah, he was out. He
what
was
did he
out.
tell you?
He basically said that the Fred who came out initially, he was like, it's the old, I don't know why they would do it this way. Well, I'm like, I don't know why either, dude. It worked for you. Fred was lazy apparently. Cut some corners, and now this again. And I'm telling you, I tried to make a call to them, and I was none too pleased.
Yeah.
But by the time I tried to get through the automated, I just quit and gave
Yeah.
up.
Well, I guess the point we need to ask the question: what is happening? Do we have any idea what's going on?
We
That's
appreciate
French.
everybody hanging with us. It's just frustrating for us
French,
sometimes.
by the way. Thank you, Facebook.
Yes.
I swear to God, if I ran a company like that company is run, I don't know how the hell they make any money, because it is one of those things. Think about this. Think about this. We spend time talking to everybody we know in business. You spend all this time to make your business as user friendly as possible, the easiest to use and interface with as possible,
Right.
so that
Yeah.
you get a smooth run of operation. And this company can't get out of its own way to just quit fucking with things that are working fine. And then they decide they're going to change everything up. Pardon my French, but they just, and I don't know why that is. I feel like they're going in and doing something over here, but they want you to look over here. I really do. I'm one of those people trying to using Facebook to get rid of Facebook. And I know I'd love to find another way to do this than this, because I would love to
Right.
be able for us to work through the brand. But
Sure.
I'm tired of this company. Every time you get used to anything working the way it's supposed to work,
don't know
changing it for the sake of change.
And they're not the only ones that do it.
God,
that
no, we work for another one. Change for the sake of change.
Well, there's no logic to any of the change. It doesn't seem to ever
None.
make any sense. I don't get it. I don't. But it's funny. I was talking to Lori today. We were calling a couple places. We're trying to call a couple places, and I brought up the point of we were trying to call a financial institution to see if they had a notary, to see if we could go there and get something notarized. Everything, including when you call the local branch, the one we wanted to talk to, go. Answer the phone.
Because everyone, whatever his attitude is, that's not my job.
Oh, I know.
That's
Well, they
not
don't.
my job.
But
Well,
again, they don't want to answer the phone.
I'll go back to this store, and this had to be 1990 something or other, mid 90s, up at J-Core when it was still J-Core in
Yep.
Mount Adams.
Oh man, you're right. That is going back.
Randy Michaels, who, if you don't know who Randy Michaels is, he was the MFIC at J-Core, and he worked down in northern Kentucky in Covington.
Yep.
And he called up to the stations where EBN and KRC
Sure.
and the Fox, and in fact, I don't know if they were all there then, LW. And he called up and he got the recording.
Oh boy.
He got the recording. And it bounced him around to the point where it disconnected him.
Oh.
And he
whoopsie.
called back, and I think he got it again. And he called, and this might have been even before cell phones. He might have dispatched a Raven, hell, I don't know, to get up there. And he got a hold of the market manager. He said, you shut every voicemail in that building off. Everybody start answering their phones.
Good for him.
No voicemail, none of this, go push this to go to here to the, and for, I think it was a few days or a week, no one had any voicemail. Because,
ask you
and
this?
good for him.
How can all of those voicemails, how does that make it easier and more efficient here's the problem. I'm not concerned with you at the place I'm calling. I'm the customer. Right. I'm concerned with me and what I'm trying to find. I just don't understand that. I don't understand when did answering the phone, and I'm also convinced of this. Some of them are set up through where you're navigating, where you literally, you just stop.
Yeah,
They're
give up.
made so you go away.
I think that's what a lot of people want. They want you to give up because then they don't have to deal with it. I told you I've had a recall on my car. I've tried 3 times
right.
to call to get somebody else
Still
to call me
can't
back
get anybody?
about a recall. Nobody will call me back, and I've had great experiences with this particular place. So I'm not going to say anything right now.
Right, I get it.
But 3 times I'm calling because I've been notified to call them to do this, and you can't schedule it online, which is the other thing. I mean, most everything's pushed off online.
Well, that's
again.
the other thing too. How often do you make a phone call to somebody, and what they tell you is they drive you to online. Basically, they say, "Why don't they just say we're not going to get to your call, so go online?"
Yeah. Well, speaking of going online,
Yes.
we're going to continue doing this, even though Facebook continues to glitch at Glitchapalooza 2020, and we're going to record and then play all this
Play it
back.
all, yep.
So you'll get it back in pieces at 8 o'clock. So if you're just watching along right now, then you're seeing the notices come back at 8 o'clock. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, I had a lot of things I wanted to talk about. I'm so goddamn mad right now. I don't even know if I want to do it anymore.
You know what? You know why I'm not mad?
Why?
Because I've just come to expect this.
But
It's wherever.
that's,
But I'm
but
telling
that's
you,
what we were just
I
talking
know it
about.
is. But let me give you this. So I ordered from one of my favorite restaurants last night. Okay.
Right.
Pasta with vegetables. I do not like marinara sauce. I'm just not a pasta. And guess what I got? pasta with marinara sauce. I'm like, no, I'm not eating this. And I mean, by the time I'm not going back.
Oh, you didn't realize that till
Oh,
you
no,
got
no,
here?
no. One of my sons picked it up, and he didn't even know what had been ordered. But it's that where you just and that's what happens when you get the wrong order. What do? You're not going back.
Well,
who's going back?
I've gone back. We know the sheriff goes back.
Well, yeah, but he does go back. And
The sheriff is our...
But he goes back and says things and does things that could lead to problems with his remake of the Chow.
Let's just say, I'm not going to do anything that's not going to make me want to eat the thing I get back.
Correct.
Okay, so, all right, so we're not going to be able to respond in real time. Sorry about that, but we do have a lot of things we want to get to.
Yes.
Not the least of which is clearly the Reds... made it to the playoffs.
They did.
We talk a little bit about that with Josh, and on Wednesday we'll have a lot better idea of where they are.
We will.
Did they belong there? That's up for debate. But
Well, you know what? If you make it, you belong. I mean, I'm not going to say they don't belong there. I just think I don't like watering down of anything in sports, and I truly believe that's what's occurred. I mean, I'm not a guy, and I get that it's the C word this year in high school football. I'm not a fan of letting every team into the postseason. Yeah, I mean, so you're 0-6, you're in the playoffs. Why?
yeah.
I mean, you should
Why
have
have a
to earn
season?
it.
Why not just have playoffs and
right.
go then?
Now, the Reds do have a chance. They play Atlanta. Starts Wednesday just afternoon. And they do, with the hammers of the rotation, they do have a chance to beat the Braves. I mean, people are lamenting the fact, why we want the Cardinals to play 2. Why? You want to play the Padres? Cardinals will be out in 2, hands down. 4 teams from the Reds division, including the woeful Brewers, have made it. Why not just throw the Pirates in as somebody's sacrificial lamb? But I will tell you, you never know. With that pitching, you got to get there to know. It's the first time since 2013. It just kind of sucks. And I really think, had it been 162 games, I think they would have maybe played better and played their. I know it wasn't.
It never was going to.
No, it wasn't. And had they not played the Pirates 38 of the 60 times, which is maybe a little overestimation, but nonetheless.
Correct. Well, so from there we'll see, how all that progresses. I know what a big fan you are of soccer and the ability of games to end in a tie. So let's talk about the Bengals. Was that the ghost of Marvin Lewis just deciding we'll take the tie and move
here's
on?
what I would tell you.
Why in the hell would
Hang
you
on.
do that?
Here's what I would tell you. If you take out, and you don't do this, but if you have no Burrow, no T. Higgins, and no Tyler Boyd, this team might be worse than it was last year.
Yeah.
I mean, it really might be. They can't run the ball at all. A.J. Green, I mean, he's just
lost
not
a step or 4.
Right. I mean, and I get that.
Yeah.
T. Higgins looks like he's
But
coming
Higgins
into his
looks
own.
pretty good, yeah.
Boy, they have no tight end because Uzama's out. Their offensive line is treacherous. Burrow yesterday just got lambasted. He's not going to make it through the year. I'm sorry.
Well, he's not going to get the chance to be killed by the Steelers and the Ravens defense if it keeps up.
And
They
their
won't even
defense-
he won't even get to those games.
So then Philly, and let's make no mistake, Philly sucks.
They're terrible.
They had no receivers, and they had to go the distance of the field, score a touchdown to tie the game, and the Bengals pass interference. The Bengals defense, horrific. So I'm telling you, without Burrow and T. Higgins, this team isn't any better. It might be worse.
So at what point does Burrow say to the receivers, he calls them over into a little huddle and says, all right, here's what we're going to do. Go ahead and let them tell you everything they're going to tell you, but then we're going to go over and draw our plays in the dirt like you did. I want you to run down to the Oldsmobile and button hook, and then he just takes over and says, this is what we're going to do from now on.
If he's still standing.
Well, that's, assuming he can get away from the gaping hole that is coming off right tackle and right guard.
I like the Eagles. They had a guy on their line that was so old, and he was a great player, Jason. He could barely even – did you see the poor guy trying to get up at the end of the game? And then, it's that pride thing. Like, the man's got one leg, and he's trying to, gimp it off the field. I mean, and they were even saying about 30 – the Eagles stink. And the Bengals – now, the Bengals might win this week because Jacksonville might suck worse.
Well, we'll see. I mean, they've figured, and again, I still think the Bengals saying this. I can't believe I'm even saying it. If they can figure a couple of things out, I think they have a chance to win better than the 5 that a lot of people thought they would do. Because I think Burrow has got it.
He does. And one thing that's going to help him is that crossover division. They play the NFC East. Eagles are a member. Giants. along with the Jets, worst teams in the NFL. Washington, horrendous. So they got a chance to win those games. They do. You want me to come over tomorrow night for some Thursday night football? Broncos at the Jets?
Yeah, if tomorrow was Thursday, you'd be more than welcome.
Oh, my bad. It's 3 days from now.
Why don't you come over for Tuesday night football and we'll just sit and drink
Tell you
beers
what,
until Thursday. You
We
wanna
can
do
get
that?
some people on the streets of Milford that would be more entertaining than the Broncos Jets. Now,
tonight's game should be good, but Thursday's going to be
Tonight should be awesome.
Oh,
Chiefs, Ravens.
brutal.
But somebody was telling me that they're just shooing these bad teams. He goes, they already got the Bengals out. They had the Dolphins and Jaguars out. Now they got the Jets out. They're just kind of
Cycling
moving
them
through. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So now I had this discussion with the Eagle beforehand. He was talking about they were all sitting watching the Bengals, but different guys. And again, I know this cost me my man card, among other things. Fantasy football, Fred. The people that are Bengals fans stopping and looking at their phone and cheering for Juju Smith-Schuster, who had a big game. Cheering for who else? Who were the? Kareem Hunt, big game. You cheering for the Eagles, Carson Wentz when he gets in for the touchdown against the. That's why I don't play fantasy football. I like a team. I like my team. I can't sit and just cheer for individual players. To me, again, I've said it before, but it's like Dungeons and Dragons for adults.
Now, when you have a bad team to root for, that's fantasy comes.
Well, yeah,
that's
where fantasy comes from. If you're a fan of the Washington football
Let me
team,
tell
which
you
I have
something.
an idea for them, by the way, too.
Fantasy, to me, has nothing to do with football.
Correct, yes.
I've got plenty of fantasies, and none of them involve the NFL. I can just watch a game. I don't need to worry about did Fred score 2 touchdowns and then some other clowns contacting me
how's
about.
this? You and I are both people that need to be sitting there on Sunday and go, I forgot to play so-and-so. I don't want anything else to worry about.
You mean stress?
I
You don't want just some fantasy
I don't wanna
football
sit down and
stress?
go, I would have won this week if I had remembered to do something that isn't real. The whole thing to me is just, I don't
But here's what it is. Here's what it is, and this furthers my frustration for people who don't know anything about sports. Fantasy is a way for you. You're not qualified to be a GM, and most of the NFL GMs, I'm not sure if they're qualified either. But this is a way now you can I won my league. Yeah, well, good for you. You know why? Because your friends have an IQ of 8, and they're dumber than hell, and they've traded away all the good. I hear some of these. Some of my boys played. Hey, did you hear so-and-so traded? So I'm like, he traded that guy for that? I mean, no.
No, we had baseball cards back in the day. We traded those sorts. You didn't have any baseball?
No, I did. Of course I did.
Oh, you
that.
still have them all.
But I was.
You still have every
but I
single one.
also.
But we would trade cards and do different
right.
things. But
I was 10.
Right, exactly. Well,
I wasn't 42 and going to the office. Oh, I beat Jim yesterday. Well, that's good for you, Frank.
That's good stuff. Well, again, if you just want to cheer for individuals, then it's a whole different ballgame. I want to see my team do well, and the rest of them can go to hell.
Well, I can just watch the Ravens Chiefs tonight. I don't
enjoy the game.
Yeah, I don't need to know if Mark Ingram. I need 12 points out of Mark Ingram, and I beat Susie at the office. Jesus, get a life.
And you know what? Ultimately, you're not going to beat Susie in the office. You know why? Because she picked on pretty jersey colors.
Oh,
No
right, like the
offense,
color
women.
of the silk and horse
No,
racing.
no offense, ladies, but I was exactly where I was going. Oh, that even this year with the Derby.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good
Now-
color, silk, and you're going to do better than I am based on that.
There is one good thing out of fantasy football for me. It helped me wind up marrying my lovely wife.
Okay.
Remember, because she had asked me if I would help
her with her team.
And as
Okay.
much as I went to my roommates at the time and went, I can't believe I'm doing this shit. And then I did it because I had an ulterior
I
motive.
got one for you too. I was
Yes.
sitting around a draft party, and I was what they called the sticker bitch. That was my job.
Well,
I
you
was
got
the guy.
those-
I was the guy that got up and put the stickers up because I didn't want a team. I didn't want to do it. I just
Right.
wanted to drink beers, whatever. So I helped one young lady that was in the group. She goes, "Can you help me with my next pick?" And we go through, and I said, "Well, this guy's good, and whatever." I said, well, "Here's who I would, if I was you, if he's still available, choose him." And I had just gotten there, so I don't know what's going on. So she goes, "I choose so-and-so." And they go, "You can't do that." And she's like, "Well, why not?" She goes, "He's already been taken." She goes, "Well, who took him?" She goes, "You did 2 rounds ago." She had already picked that guy.
Jesus.
And I think she came in second.
I was going to say, and she'll probably win the
I think
league.
this was a few years ago, but I think she came in second. They go, "You can't
Now-
have him because you already have him."
I've been to a draft party too, and it had nothing to do with drafting fantasy football players.
That's correct. It should have to do
with
with
the head on a beer.
draft beers.
Yes.
Oh my God. All right. So we got all that.
Hey,
out
you
of
want
our
to come over
system.
later and just sit around and look at some Facebook pages with me, just for the hell of it? Do you now?
Let's do fantasy Facebook
Oh.
and see if we can guess when it's going to shit the bed.
Well, isn't there? But wait a minute, though. Isn't there all kinds of? Don't people do like fantasy stuff tied to Survivor and even TV shows? I think
yeah.
they do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fantasy Big Brother. To me, that's enough to just
my
make your brain cave in. Oh, some great shows out there though. Big Brother, and then what is Shithead Island or whatever the other one is, where that guy's laying around in the ball pit all oiled up or whatever. They're showing all those promos on Fox.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that one yet.
Maybe
I must
I'm
have
getting
tuned out the commercials.
Maybe
I
get
missed
some
that
different
one.
channels on YouTube TV
Right,
than
I was
you
going
are,
to say,
Fred.
what have you been watching?
No, it's just. I think it's on. Maybe it's on CBS.
What about Marriage Boot Camp, the
All
hip hop edition?
Access. Oh, that's great. I can't. I'm going to wait for the DVD.
Life or Love After Lockup.
You know what? I'm gonna get that on when it comes out on Beta.
I think you'd thoroughly enjoy a little Love After
Love
Lockup.
After Lockup. Yeah. How about? Is there a show called Throw Myself Off the Top of a Building? How about that?
I think if they show it
one
right
episode.
after Step in Front of the Bus, I think that's what I think those two are on back to back, double feature. Actually.
Get out from under it and get in
Yeah.
front of it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! I don't even honestly. I know
We lost focus here.
We lost
maybe a little
bit of
bit.
focus.
That's okay.
We are. This is all part of a replay. We apologize. We cannot assess any of your questions. And it's kind of funny because we're going to get to show and tell. And then we have 2 reality check road shows to tell you about.
Oh, we do. That's right.
We want to
Yes.
do that. But when we get to show and tell, this is something else. Fantasy show and tell. We said, hey, if you want to do this, feel free. Send some pictures of what you want to show us and send a story about what you want to tell us
And
about
after I don't know what it is yet, but I've had an inkling that what you're showing tonight might prompt everyone to send something
Well,
in.
if after tonight you don't feel compelled to do it, then you're never going to do it, and we're just going to quit talking about it. We'll just do it. Because the whole idea is find stuff
Right.
that was like, oh, wow, I can't believe I have that, and I want to share it with you. I want to show it to you. I want to tell you about it. So that's what I did. Do you know what it is?
I don't, but
okay.
I'm knowing you, something that came in a box, I'm going, this is going to be horrifying.
Yeah, well, it doesn't
whatever
have air holes
Hey,
either,
and by
so-
the way, a reminder too, Thursday night, the reality check, 9 to midnight on 700 WLW. We may or may not. It all depends on the Reds play
Reds.
game 1 of their best of 3 in Atlanta Wednesday afternoon. And I don't know why the hell, for some reason, they haven't announced when
Thursday game.
the Thursday game. And I guess they're jockeying to see who wins what for television. But if the Reds play at night, we won't be on. If they play during the day again, we will. So I know you're anxiously awaiting that, so please mark your calendar.
Right, and shortly thereafter, I'll be letting you know what visor I'll be wearing
I
next
can't
week,
wait.
because I have a collection of them now, and I can't find my corn nuts one though. I have one for corn nuts.
Literally?
I do. You think I just picked that out of
Well,
nowhere?
no, I didn't. I'm just, what is corn nuts?
You don't know what corn nuts are? Oh, I'm gonna have to bring some for you next week. Is your dental plan in good shape? It'll bust your teeth.
Well, yeah, my dental plan's right there with my medical plan. It's called I have to pay for every damn thing I get done.
Corn nuts are
Yeah.
they're spelled with a K, Fred. I think. Are they spelled with a K? Corn nuts? Oh no, it is a C. Okay, all right. Well, they're it's a taste treat. Anyway, corn nuts. I got, what is this? Krispy Kreme. I got a Taco Bell.
Yeah, you've got all right. I was
got a
going to
handful
say
of others.
instead of like I don't know low carb yogurt or something like that.
That's what you'd think.
What
would
about
make visors.
you don't have any is it Granberry or Grainberry?
Grainberry.
You ever had that?
Yeah, I have.
Berry? Is it any
sorghum.
good?
It's onyx sorghum. It's
What
good.
is it?
Huh?
What the hell is that?
It runs through you like a goose. It's basically, it's
Who
basically.
eats
You might as well
cereal
just,
and has diarrhea?
here, you know what? Just
I mean,
scrape some of the bottom of this table off. Throw it down your word hole.
Should I give some to Fidge?
Oh my God! Yeah. If you want to be able to squeeze her like a cake decorator, make chocolate cupcakes. Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's good. It's onyx sorghum. It's just another grain that's popped up. That's
I don't know what onyx sorghum
it's
is.
a
don't care.
well. Here's the thing: if you watch The Walking Dead, they came across a sorghum barn that had a whole lot in there, and that was very valuable to them because they can make a
Okay.
lot of things out of it.
All right.
So that could save your life someday. You can thank me later.
Let me tell you right now. Let's please move to another topic.
All
I
right,
can't
let's-
believe we just spent 20 seconds talking about
Onyx
sorghum.
Well, you brought up Grainberry.
I did bring
you
it
want
up.
me
I
to
just-
sing that? You want me to sing it again?
Yeah, give it to me again.
Grainberry. There you go.
Yep.
All right. So do you want
Whatever
to
happened to Big Lou?
Big
Just
Lou?
out of curiosity. Big
I don't
Lou.
think things have gone
Big
so
Lou
well
had
for Big
multiple ex-wives, and he was getting bent over. And Lou just went away.
Yeah, well, I think maybe Lou owed some money to ex-wife number 5. He was
Right.
not able to afford
And
anymore.
apparently Ken was defeated.
Yes,
too.
Ken, yeah.
We'll just leave that.
These are just oddball references to
Right.
the radio show because the advertising lineup continues to be stellar.
Oh, it's awesome.
Anyway, by the way, I don't know if you-
Criminalia, have you listened to that lately?
I
It's
don't know
a
if you're
gem.
familiar with this, but iHeart does podcasts.
They do podcasts. They're number one in podcasts. Criminalia. I'm just saying.
Can we just move on
We
to?
can't. All right, you want me to? I'll go
You-
first because I have no earthly idea.
Wait, what?
Oh wait.
Clip? Oh wait,
hang on. It's
Oh,
time
yeah.
for.
Hang on for a second. Wait, we have one more thing that can go wrong, so let's make sure we try it. If this isn't running, I'm going to beat your brains in. Okay.
Okay. How about that? All right, now.
Did it run? Yes.
Hey, we're 1 for 8.
Huh?
Awesome.
And I wasn't muted. Well, I'm good.
All right, so here we go.
Is this in honor of last night? You
It
said?
is. Apparently,
I
we
don't know
couldn't.
what that means.
Apparently, we couldn't take a damn photo of this. So hang on.
Oh, you did take a photo. I
no,
thought.
I didn't think.
Oh,
so.
here, let me help you. I'll hold it up. Let me hold it while you tell.
So I've got some unique sports stuff, and this is a guy. It's Aaron Rodgers, autographed by Aaron Rodgers. Look, there's Aaron Rodgers. Here I am. I'm here. Aaron Rodgers is there. So, but what he does is he actually got legitimate ticket stubs. That's from his very first game that he threw a touchdown pass in. Really? And he frames. You can turn it around so you can see it too, and then you can show them again. But there's the ticket stub.
Authenticity?
Yeah, legitimate ticket stub from the game when he threw his, and it back in 2007.
Nice.
How about that?
Is that Tom Landry up on the shoulders? That is with the.
Yeah, because they played the Cowboys.
Yeah.
How about that? But I mean, you don't think you talk about a team that has quickly ascended this year, always good Aaron Rodgers, but to be a Super Bowl contender. That would be Green Bay last night, knocking off New Orleans 37-30. And I thought, that's appropriate.
It's good stuff.
Tonight you got Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, a couple other Super Bowl candidates, but
I'll
I
tell
know
you.
this can't pale in comparison to whatever the hell you're going to
What I brought. All right. Well, you have to forgive me.
is this?
You have to forgive me for the box. I bought this to send to Minifin at school. I can't drink this coffee. It makes me crap. Anyway.
What doesn't, apparently?
Right.
What if you had that with some grainberry?
Onyx sorghum.
What about
Yeah,
that?
that'd be great. Okay.
What is
this
this?
bag? I don't know if you can see. There's a see in there. Can you see what that is?
It looks like just.
Can you
like
zoom in there?
mint.
That's exactly what it is. This is one of those things where I'm like, I can't believe I have this. This is every bit of lint that I've pulled out of my dryer in the 4 years I've lived in my new house.
Okay, now this.
That's all of it.
Hold on a minute.
That is every time I pull lint out of the lint screen or dryer sheets, I throw them in this bag.
Can I have to ask you?
Look, there's here.
Number
Look,
one.
this is from my bath towels. They're blue.
Okay, hold on, please.
Yeah.
Why and what earthly idea? Why are you? Most people
Because
would
the
take
bag
them,
hangs right there, and I just take it out and
throw
I put
it in
up.
the garbage.
Well, it's upstairs, Fred. This
Well,
is
you have to go down to do the laundry.
Dude,
You have to-
that's you got to give me credit for that. That's 4 years. I mean, look at the
That's-
different. I
let me
used to
tell you
apparently
what.
I used to have red towels.
On your way out tonight, I got
Nope.
a big garbage can.
What is
Put that
that?
in it. You're not keeping that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it back downstairs. I'm gonna collect it all because one day I'm gonna give it away.
Now we have a zoom in
You can zoom in on it.
of that photo where it looks like there's a face.
Oh, and there's a weird face because I did.
What?
I asked your lovely bride sent me a note. She goes, "Did you see the haunting face?" And there I go. Well, I do
We're
now.
looking at lint
I'm
and getting
never-
faces
I'm-
out of it.
I'm never going to sleep again. There's a weird
I'll
haunted
tell you
face
what.
in my
I'm
lint
going to
bag.
sleep just fine after this. I might take
want
something
some,
and knock
Fred? This
myself.
is-
No, I don't want
Hang
your
on.
lint.
Look at
I'm
this.
sorry.
Oh, this is one of those things where you throw it in and it gets all the color out. Like if you have color bleeding, it takes the color. And then, hang on. Let me see
I'm
what
going
else.
to have bleeding, but it's going to have nothing to
Hang
do with
on.
lint.
Oh my God, my towels! I can't believe I
I'm
still
not
have
going
any
to lie
towels.
to you. This is gross.
It's not gross. Should I get it out of your house? It is starting to kind of get into the air.
How about letting Fidge dive in
Oh my
there?
God! This actually, if I pulled all this out and put it in a
It
ball,
looked
could
like
look
Fidge, right? It would.
All right, so before we ruin
Yes.
your entire HVAC system, why don't we get to our last couple of points here and we'll
All right,
call it a night.
I'm good with that. I need
those-
to get to bed.
Those couple of points are the Reality Check
Right,
Roadshow. This
Roadshow,
is
yep.
something that we want to get out and do more of. We did obviously the Starlight Drive-In
Yeah.
with Marty for How We Looking. Again, a good reminder that Josh Sneed will be our house guest on Wednesday night,
will.
7 o'clock, and we recorded that in advance, so it'll run like silk.
And don't forget How We Looking is carried over this week at the Esquire.
At the
again,
Esquire,
right?
yeah, just a couple more
If
days
you
to
haven't
the end
seen
of
it,
this
I hear
week.
it's very well done. We saw a bit just kind of the trailer, but we couldn't stay up, sadly, to watch the actual movie premiere.
Which leads me to I think one of our things for next week is
Oh, yeah.
getting older. I want to discuss that.
Oh, it's awesome.
Next week we'll talk about that, and you can bring all. We can also talk about the election. You can bring all your mailers from Mitch McConnell.
I've started to collect
and
them if
Amy
you haven't noticed.
Mann, or what's her name?
Amy McGrath.
McGrath. And then I'll bring all of my mailers from AARP. I'm gonna have to rent a truck.
I've gotten a few of those too. I think I get one every day.
yeah, I think I do too.
They're not happy that I'm not a member.
Back to where we were. Well, you
Yes.
get discounts. I think you get up to like 1% off at Cracker Barrel.
That's great. I can't. I better join tonight as soon as
so
hurry
that
up.
you can go buy some 4th of July decorations now.
All right. Some candles.
Yeah, with OSU logos on them. But anyway, so we're going to be out on the road Monday,
Yep.
October 12th. It's creeping up on us. We're going to be
it
at
is.
Homerama. We're doing a little thing called Puppies and Pints,
Yep.
raising money for the League for Animal Welfare, where Calvin and I met. And Street Side's going to be there with the pints part. So you can get it. I think gates open at 5. We're going to start doing our nonsense around 7. And come on out. And if you go to our page, or I guess you're on our page, under the events, you can get a couple of tickets and a
Correct.
couple of beer tickets for a discounted price. $25 gets the whole schmear. And you're saving, I think, like
Pretty good deal.
20
Yeah,
bucks.
that's a good deal.
Love for you to come out and see us.
Yeah.
And again, that's October 12th. Again, all benefiting League for Animal Welfare. And then this is just added to our docket, Fred.
Oh yeah.
Just a few days later, Saturday, October 17th. Sorry, you can't take that out of me. I'm going to do that forever. Halfway to St. Patty's Day. And we're going to be at the Erlanger Ellesmere VFW Post 6423 with our friend Stacy and all the good old
Right.
boys and girls out there.
Getting ready for a little college football, Louisville and Notre Dame.
And Notre Dame.
Yeah, how about
we'll
that?
be there from 1 o'clock until the pregame kicks in. Then we're just going to sit back and kick some cold ones and listen to some good storytelling. The VFW Hall is the best place to hear really good stories
you think?
besides this program.
Yes.
So anyway, I think
Yes,
that pretty
there
much
we
puts
go.
a wrap on it. All of this dust is starting to make me
Little nauseous.
I think I might have just inhaled some. What's that stuff that's in the in the insulation? I
Asbestos.
think there might be some
You know?
asbestos.
Well, you know what? I honestly, for keeping that around.
It's pretty good, right? 4 years.
All right, but anyway, we apologize for technical difficulties, and
Yeah, thank you, Suckabug, Mark Suckabug.
anyway, we'll just move on from
Yeah,
there.
we'll
Hope you
wrap
have
it
a
up.
Great week, and don't forget Josh Sneed. Join us Wednesday at 7 for a little larger than live, our special house guest edition.
Yep, and then on Thursday night, Reds permitting, 9 to midnight, it'll be the regular reality check with Gamble and Finn on 700 WLW. See ya.
Bye.